All right, welcome to Random Keto Guy. Today I'm going to be making black pepper chicken, kind of like what you would find at Panda Express. This is a really good recipe and you can modify it to fit your taste. We're going to start out with about 1 pound of cubed chicken. I previously cut this myself. You're going to marinate that in 2 tablespoons of a low carb soy sauce or coconut aminos, depending on what you prefer. I like to use soy sauce over coconut aminos. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce in over the chicken, and then we are going to mix this up when we get everything in here that we want. So 2 tablespoons of low carb soy sauce. This stuff is about one carb per 2 tablespoons. Next, we are going to add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. If you can find it, you can also use like a chili infused vinegar, but I'm using apple cider vinegar. So 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And then you can either use fresh grated ginger, or I found this tube of ginger, and it's just nothing in it but ginger. And so about 1 tablespoon or so of that ginger, whatever fits into this tablespoon. It's maybe closer to 2 tablespoons or so, but plop that in there. And then you're just going to get a spoon and mix this all together, and we will then let it marinate for about 30 minutes before we cook it. So let's mix this all up. While we're mixing it, I should mention, I am dirty keto. I follow more of the dirty keto regimen instead of strict keto. I did start strict keto when I started out, but I found it to be too restrictive, and it didn't fit my lifestyle long term. So I moved to a more of a dirty keto lifestyle with an emphasis on kind of using more whole foods, but still I don't limit myself in what I want to use, as long as the macros fit my daily needs. So we're just going to let this sit for 30 minutes, and then while we're doing that, I'll show you what other ingredients we have going into this. So 30 minutes. So in this container, we have a little bit more dried ginger. We have about 3/4 of a tablespoon of black pepper. We have a little bit of, excuse me, a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt, and also some xanthan gum is in there as well. So let me show you what that is in case you don't have any. This is an unopened package, but just put in about half a teaspoon or so of this xanthan gum. A little goes a long way. Half teaspoon might be quite a bit, but we'll just kind of put that in here with the another 1/4 cup of soy sauce. This will be part of our sauce portion of the dish. It's not going to be for marinating the chicken. So just kind of mix in that xanthan gum into that soy sauce a little bit, or coconut aminos if you chose to use that. So that's about a 1/4 cup there. Now here we used 3 stalks of celery, and as you can see, I kind of cut it like how they cut it at Panda Express, and then half of an onion on top. So we'll set this all aside. This is what's going to be going into the dish, and we'll get our pan going and hot in just a second. So in my wok here, I have coconut oil, and we're going to just heat it up till the pan is about 300 or so degrees. We want it pretty hot for cooking the chicken, so I'm just going to kind of spread this coconut oil around as it's heating up, just to ensure that the bottom of the pan and the sides are well coated with the oil. When we add the chicken in, it'll all cook pretty quickly. So just make sure you have a pretty decent coating on your pan, and put the heat on medium high. I'll show you the type of coconut oil I use here in a second. You could use avocado oil or another high smoke point oil if you want, but this is what I use. I just pick it up at Costco. It's probably about $16, $17 for that container. I think they usually come in packs of 2 as well. So our pan's heated up. Let's just toss a piece of chicken in here just to make sure it crackles and sputters pretty nice. Make sure it's at the temperature that we want. As you can see, I got the spices off to the left there, ready to go when the chicken is fully cooked. I find chicken difficult to do because sometimes you overcook it, so you just have to be careful not to overcook the chicken. The xanthan gum that's in our soy sauce is going to help thicken the sauce up quite a bit. I also want to mention that this has a very high black pepper flavor. So if you find 3/4 of a tablespoon to be too much, maybe start out with half a tablespoon or even a little bit less. Just add it to your taste. So we're just going to cook this chicken, get it browned up a little bit and cooked all the way through. So here's just a shot of the cooking chicken in the chicken cooking in the pan. All right, so we're just about ready to add our vegetables. The chicken is cooked all the way through. You can see there's some bits in there from our marinade that have formed. So here's our pepper, our salt, and a little bit of dried ginger. We'll dump that in here. We'll add our 1/4 cup of soy sauce that's been mixed with the xanthan gum. And we will add our vegetables. And these will cook extremely quickly because the heat is pretty high. So we're going to just stir it up, make sure everything's all coated, and then it will cook through pretty quickly. It only takes maybe 3 or 4 minutes or so to get this whole thing cooked. This recipe will make about 4 pretty healthy sized servings. If you're extremely hungry, I suppose you could eat 2. You could split it in 2. I mean, it is just, it would just end up being the equivalent of 1 chicken breast and 1.5 stalks of celery and a little bit of onion. But this fed 3 of us with a little bit of leftovers, and we were all pretty satisfied, so it was pretty good. So there it is, pretty much all done, ready to go. It is extremely similar to the fast food restaurant Panda Express and their black pepper chicken. So if you really like that this is a low carb alternative. We did not use any starch or any flour, and it still turned out, as you can see, pretty similar. And once you taste it, you'll see that the taste is pretty close as well. So I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.